Good morning, everyone. It could be nighttime for you. Welcome to Meanwhile Studying with Paximus. Um, if you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much for being here and checking this out. We have a special broadcast that I'm going to be putting out later today at 5 o'clock p.m. So our normal times for meeting live stream would be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 p.m. Or if you want to do it by European time, as I like to call it, or later, 1700 hours, military time, whatever you want to call it. Small fact about me, I don't go by like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I actually go by military hours. I don't know. It started off when I was in high school. I pretty much had this huge obsession of wanting to go to England. I just love the people there in England. I love the culture. I love the literature that comes out of England and the stories. I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. And then, yeah. So I go by, 15, 15 or 17. So in this case, it'd be 1700 hours, or, I don't think it's actually said that way. Sometimes people just say 17, but then again, I wouldn't know because I'm not from Europe. So, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for being here. Meanwhile, Studying with Paximus is a segment where the concept's really simple. We just study, or stay productive. It's not necessarily studying. So if you're planning or prepping, if you're an educator and you're planning or prepping, especially during this really kind of difficult time right now of trying to figure things out, of going back into the classroom, whether you're online or in the classroom, a lot is up in the air for you educators, and I am with you on that. I am praying for all educators, all students, and hoping that things work out, because I do not want people to get sick or anything like that. So today we are going to be focusing on the Pomodoro technique, which is 25 minutes of learned studying, prepping, whatever you want to call it, productivity time. I'll be playing some music in the background. And for those of you who don't know, I'm working on a master thesis right now. It's a master thesis on the topic of homework, actually, but I am going to be multitasking quite a bit today because I also did get like a certificate of recognition to be like an Apple teacher, so I'm going to be kind of honing in on my skills a little bit more with those applications. And if you're in the chat throughout the entire time that I'm live streaming this morning, I'll be here from 10 a.m. to about 10 a.m. to maybe 12:15, which is when we'll end. We're doing the Pomodoro technique, and that's going to be 2 hours of studying, but we'll take 5-minute breaks. So 25-minute, studying time, and then 5-minute breaks. And then later today, we're going to do, again, the Pomodoro technique, same thing. But I have a couple of things kind of that I've been working on and kind of adding into the show, if you will, so that it's a little bit more engaging for you, hopefully, and more entertaining. So I would really love it if you could spend some time maybe later today hanging out with me at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And if you're just working on something, it could be something at home, something specific at home. Feel free to just hang out with me. You can put it on the background, all the music in the background. MGC 777. Hey, I know who that is. I know who you are. It's good to have you, Matthias. Sorry, I'm gonna call you out like that, but I've been talking about you in recent days, and how my good friend and what I like to call Master Thesis, Master Violinist, is he's got his own library of music and things like that I've been asking him to kind of make some music for my channel, and hopefully we can work on something like that in the future, and that you're working on something like that. So it's good to have you here. I'm really glad you're here. I miss you very much. It's been a while. How long has it been? So just so that you're aware, during this time, I usually don't talk to people throughout the broadcast, whether it's 1 or 10 or however many people. What I'm doing right now, though, is we're doing the Pomodoro technique. So it's 25 minutes of uninterrupted music in the background with study time, and then we'll take a 5-minute break, and then we'll do 25 minutes again, and then a 5-minute break. So if you're working on something specific at home, maybe trying to be productive or stay focused, hopefully I can play some music for you in which it's helpful, because that's really the whole concept, is to just study or plan or prep or stay productive or focused, and even to unwind. So later on today, I have a special live stream at 5:00 p.m. I'm adding some new elements into my segments, so it's a little bit more interactive and engaging. So if you want, you can join back in at 5:00 p.m. That would be fun too. But thanks for being here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start playing some music. And feel free to put in things in the comments so that you interact with me. I won't be able to actually be typing and stuff like that, because I'm working on my master thesis paper, which I think quite a bit about. I've been working on it and really behind, to be honest. But it seems like it's starting to take shape. I'm doing this homework. What is it? It's a homework questionnaire that I'm setting up for parents and for students. So it's surprising to me, maybe not that much, because but to ask a question, a simple question, is a lot harder than I thought, in terms of a questionnaire, because the questionnaire has to flow in a certain way, and it has to also prove to your thesis in some way, shape, or form. So anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna play some music. I'm gonna also reset the counter so that it's at 25 minutes. And let's see here. So thank you again for joining in and hanging out. Again, if you're not able to stay the whole time, no worries. This is a place where you can kind of come and go as you please. And just remember also, though, later today at 5 p.m. Pacific time, that's when I will be kind of playing not a new segment, but just kind of a new format, so that everybody feels like it's a little bit more interactive. Okay, here we go. everybody. How's everybody doing? How was the first 25 minutes for you? I'm still waking up, but I feel actually more energized this morning than I have almost all week. So I actually feel like I'm starting to get in the zone here. Which, by the way, if you're just joining, thank you so much for being here at Meanwhile Studying with Paximus. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, where you are, where you're from. And if you're watching this on replay, thank you so much for taking the time to do that. And hopefully you'll join us on a live stream sometime soon. Speaking of, I have a special live stream later tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And it's just I have a new set list of music. We're still doing the Pomodoro technique of studying, so it's still 2 hours. So from 5 to about 7 p.m. ish, and then sometimes we linger on after 7 p.m. to just hang out and chat a little bit. But tonight I have a few things planned as part of an ongoing process that I've been working on with like the slides that I put up for you guys. So, but anyways, I'm gonna go to the chat just so I know what's happening here. If I can find the chat, where are you? Ah, there we go. Let's see who's here, or who was here. MGC 777's in the house. By the way, if you haven't done so, hit the like button and subscribe. That would really help me. And what would even help me more is you sharing with family and friends. Don't be stingy. Don't be selfish. Share it with family and friends. Hey, Archer's in the house. What up? Great timing. Doing some work, but I can chill until my next meeting at 2. Oh, cool. Hopefully, Hey Archer, if you guys don't know, but Hey Archer has his own YouTube channel. Check it out if you like anything's nerdy at all. He just had his show last night, as a matter of fact. It was on Thursday night. And I'm not exactly sure the time. I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern. I could be wrong, but I think it's Eastern. Hey Archer, if you're in the house, let me know. Comment and just double check on that. MGC 777 says building a prop as we speak. Ooh, so this music is perfect. I'm glad you enjoy it. So studious. Oh gosh. Which, by the way, if you guys don't know, MGC 777 is, I consider him one of my closest friends, and he's a phenomenal musician. If you've joined me on a live stream once or twice throughout this week, you'll know I've talked about him quite frequently. He is a violin player, but he plays multiple instruments. He's pretty humble enough to definitely say that he's not, he's no, master of those types of, instruments, but he really is phenomenal. Great. I consider him a master violinist for sure. But just, he knows music theory, just ridiculous, right? Solar Gravity is in the house, or was in the house. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, you're working on a video for your day job. Love the music. Thank you. This is so great that you're here. Hopefully you'll join us later on tonight at 5 p.m. I believe you mentioned yesterday on Hey Archer's show that you're in New York. Another close friend of mine is in Albany, New York. Actually, Waterville, specifically, I think. What prop are you building? Good to see you. I'm glad you guys are here and hanging out. It's a commission build for a customer. LOST helmet. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I'm not. Rebel pilot Star Wars. Yeah, and that's the other thing. and I know we're going a little bit over our time with the Pomodoro technique thing, but it's okay. I can always reset the clock. He also builds stuff. Like, he is really good with his hands on building stuff. He makes guitars. He makes repairs a lot of instruments. He did quite a few live streams with his Instagram, which MGC, I don't know if you still do that or not, because when I go on Instagram, it's like, I mean, I try and stay out of Instagram as much as possible, but it's kind of hard. It's a little addicting. Hey Art, my friend, back at you. Okay, this is brilliant. What a great idea. Cool. Do you have a channel or social media to show the progress? Sorry guys, I'm a little behind on the chat. I'm currently working on a newsletter. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Hey Archer. Oh, and I don't know if you guys know, every time I come on the live stream, I'm going to be showing you kind of like what my mug is. This is one of my favorite mugs, pretty much of all time. I don't know if you can see that. Tomorrow, I start with a clean blanket. Yeah, good times. But also researching shotgun mics and cameras. Hey Archer, if you need any help with that, not that I'm the expert, but if you need any help, let me know. I would love to just offer some insight and opinion, maybe. Oh, dude, solar gravity's in upstate New York, in the country near the northern Catskill Mountains. Okay. I think I'm saying that right. The never-ending search for gear. Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, there it is. Sorry, guys, I'm like really behind. Maybe I should just really catch up with the the comments here. It never stops. Stop it. Nice. Can't wait to discover more. I'm here. Cool. I'm about 30 minutes from your friend in a hill town. Okay. Awesome. I have a few Instagram accounts. The Scratch Crafter and the Fiddler's Tavern. Again, guys, if you haven't checked out, go on Instagram, check it out. Honestly, you won't be disappointed with the kind of stuff that he has and builds, and it's amazing. And then don't forget, Hey Archer has a show on YouTube, and it's at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And it's a lot of fun. We talk a lot of things nerdy, and it's a great time, guys. So definitely check in on that as well. And let's see, am I missing anything here? Nice. I think I'm gonna get a GoPro 4K camera to stream. So this is what I would suggest with that. Because you can use a 4K camera, and I think you already know this because you did a product review on like using your phone as a webcam. But this camera right here that I'm looking at, this one is the GoPro 8 Black, and I got the media mod for it. So all I have to say is I think it's a good camera and it's vibrant. I will say though, it's like multiple little accessories that start building up that kind of get a little out of hand. So just be aware of that. You might have and you might already know this stuff actually. So I don't know why I'm saying. And use my Canon M50 just for photos and vlogging. Nice. Lucas is in the house. What up? For those of you who don't know, I go by Mr. Pax, where I was a teacher. And cool. Solar Gravity subscribed to MGC 777. Nice. I appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, Archer. Seriously, I do. I'm not just saying that. Like, I appreciate you, like, shouting out, just kind of promoting my channel and stuff like that. Like, You didn't have to do any of that, and the fact that you've done that is very, very much appreciated, my friend. So thank you so much for joining and hanging out and having this community time, because this is for me, this is what it's really all about. I think the medium here is, or the connecting is the study, study session and listening to music and stuff, but really community is what we need. So I'm glad you guys are all here. Thank you so much. I shoot on a Sony A7 III. That's awesome. Cool. And I've heard great things about that camera, so that's awesome. You guys are great. Paximus, hey Archer, love the love you have for promoting each other. Yeah, and thank you so much, Solar Gravity, for being here. I really, really appreciate you stopping by and just hanging out with us. It's great. And hopefully Lucas is still around. I don't want him to feel like we're not paying attention to him either, because it's great to have him. MGC 777. Aaron's in the house. What up? So the only reason I don't want to switch yet to Sony is because I'll have to get different lenses. That's true. There's an added expense to get. I was kind of debating whether I should get different cameras, but I mean, the one I'm looking at right now, this is a GH5 with a Rokinon lens, and it's a 14 millimeter. I don't know. You kind of don't need anything else other than that, right? And then the one, I think I've already mentioned this before, but then the one over here is a GH4 with a Rokinon lens, 24 millimeter. And then the one here, of course, is the GoPro Hero 8. So Aaron, it's awesome that you're here, man. Doing great, enjoying this. I was in the market for getting a new camera prior to the pandemic, and now I'm not sure if I want to or not. True. It's one of those things where, like, I had to do the waiting game. In order to make all this happen, I did wait for the best possible time to buy stuff. So Aaron, I almost want to say wait a little bit longer for like that time where the price goes down, like Labor Day's coming. You know what I mean? Or I don't know, some sort, like something's coming to where maybe the price might dip, and then you can buy whatever camera you need. So I would highly suggest doing that. Just because for the camera gear that I bought, I mean, I bought it really, like, we're talking low. So 100% agree about the ecosystem they have. I was a Canon guy before I discovered the color science of A7 III. And Solar Gravity, I could be wrong. I checked out your page just briefly yesterday, and I mean, the stuff that you have is impressive. And I checked it out on your YouTube page, actually, which let me pull up real quick, because I think here, do I? And I know I subscribed yesterday, so let's see. Jamon. Don't worry about the timer, guys. We'll go ahead and like reset it. I do want to stick to my schedule, but I do love the interaction that we're having, so I also want to honor that as well. And there it is. So Solar Gravity, it's youtube.com/ it says on mine, it says user / Solar Gravity. But if you just go to the search bar and just put in Solar Gravity, you'll find him. It's got really creative stuff. And again, I haven't really looked at your stuff that much yet, but I plan to because it's very, very cool. Orb Cinematograph. Man, that looks cool. 3D ocean wave simulation, cinema 4D, and After Effects. Okay, I'm curious. Dang. That's cool. It's just an 8-second clip, but okay, guys, go to Solar Gravity and subscribe to him. Like, just do it now. MGC 777. Do you have anything you want to kind of put up that you could just put in the comments and promote? I'm not sure if you're still in the house or not. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, guys. Hit the like button. That really does go a long way. And don't be stingy. Share with family and friends. And if you're just joining us, just know that later tonight at 5 p.m., I'm doing a more interactive and different format with a brand new playlist of music. We're still doing the Pomodoro technique of 2 hours of study session, but check out this page at 5 o'clock Pacific time tonight. And I think you'll enjoy it. I think it should be fun and engaging. And I hope to see you tonight. Okay, guys, so I am going to go ahead and reset the clock because I kind of want to start getting back into the music and focusing on 25 minutes of study session or focus wherever you may be. If you need this to kind of help you stay engaged, focused, productive, this is the channel for you. So thank you guys so much for being here. Feel free to talk in the chat if you wish. I am going to be heavily focused on trying to get my work done, but at the next break we'll go ahead and talk if you're still in the chat session. Thank you again for being here for Meanwhile Studying with Paximus. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that 25 minutes of study time. I know I did. I really need to catch up on a lot of work, so this time is crucial for me and it's helpful. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to hang out with me on this study session. If you're new and just joining us, we're doing the Pomodoro technique, and that is 25 minutes of study time with music in the background, as you can kind of hear, hopefully. And we take 5-minute breaks. So I'm going to look in the comments to see what you guys have been talking about. Let's see if I can find the comments. Oh, there it is. Let's see. I don't know where I last left off with the comments. Wow, you guys have been talking quite a bit. That's cool. That's awesome that you guys are interacting. I love that. But I just don't know where I left off. I think I left off somewhere around here. Enjoying this. I was in the market for getting a new camera prior to the pandemic, and okay, I think I might have gone over this. Yeah, I think I've already gone over this. True story, dropping knowledge. I work for General Electric. Oh, sweet. I'm a motion graphics artist. Of course you are. I looked at your stuff, and it's more than impressive. It's awesome. It's great. And just the little time I spent on YouTube, just checking it out right now. I've been using my GoPro Hero 5 Black and iPhone camera for most of my videos. Which, by the way, I don't know if I already mentioned this, but Aaron Waller also has a YouTube channel, so please go ahead and subscribe to his channel, because his channel, oh, that's right, you need to know what it is, right? It's pretty much anything like movie-based reviews and talk about nerdy things. He's definitely a creative who has a lot of interesting videos that I checked out, and like one particular one caught my eye. It says Hermione really deserved better, and I was like intrigued because I'm a Harry Potter fan and I love literature, of course. So as you know, and then I'm going in for a teaching credential in English, so I checked it out and I was like, you know what? He's right. He's right. Like I totally agree. Like, you got to go check out that video and check out the rest of his content, because it's a lot of fun. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. BRB. Love it. Officially, I'm the graphics manager for the communications department for global operations. At night, I'm a solopreneur. Yes, that's awesome. MGC 777 says, I need a job. I'm feeling you on that, dude. I'm feeling you on that for sure. Yeah, it's a little rough right now. We're feeling it. You're welcome. You're welcome, Solar Gravity. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks, Paxi Poo. Lame. Which, by the way, if you guys don't know, MGC 777 is like one of my closest friends. So like, if I say stuff that's jumping a little out of character, it's because he literally brings it out of me. Like, I'm an introvert, but he makes me feel somewhat extroverted. Yep, that's true. I think we have a lot of creatives in the house. That's really awesome. That you guys are multi-talented. You guys definitely have a lot of talent for sure. And don't worry about the counter. I'll reset that. Yep. So blessed to be surrounded by talented folk like you my whole life. That's cool. Glad to be able to follow you, see your work, and get to know you. Same here. So glad to connect with you. Watching Cinematically Late 19, the last Witcher Hunter right now. Yeah, that's the one. That's the video that I saw. I think it was yesterday or the night before. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't even know what day it is. What's today? Friday. I thought it was Saturday. And I even promoted the show later tonight. I should know this. Oh man, I think I need more coffee. Wow, thanks so much. I appreciate it. You have a great presence. Very real and heartfelt. The combo is magic. I agree. Just genuine. I think that's what will, that's what draws people to his videos. Just super genuine and has fun with it. I think to have fun with the content that you're doing and passionate about what you're doing, I mean, that's pretty much what it's all about. Expand on your master thesis if you feel comfortable with that. Super interested. Sure, of course. So I am in... My master thesis is on the topic of homework. I am super, super passionate about the topic of homework. The title of my master thesis is, just to kind of give you an idea, it could be considered a little deceiving at first with the title, but it's called The End of the Midnight Deadline, an examination and the necessary recourse on homework. I had a couple people reach out to me with because I get feedback from peers and from my professors, and some of the peers said, so is the idea that when you say recourse, are you talking about no homework? And essentially I was talking about no homework at first, because I'm not a proponent of offering homework. And the reason behind that, though, and I think Solar Gravity, I think you mentioned that you have someone in your family who is a teacher. I think I saw that somewhere. Not 100% sure. I could be making it up. But anyways, I don't think offering homework is helpful or beneficial. Here are kind of the reasons what I started with, and now where I'm at right now. What I started with was, it doesn't make any sense if in the general sense, right, in the real world, if you have a good employer, so let's say in your case, General Electric, let's say you have a wonderful employer, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but if you have an employer who's encouraging you to spend more time at home, don't bring work home, and spend more time with family, if we're encouraging people in general in our workplace, this is not just pre-pandemic, but even pandemic, right? Although the thought process started off with pre-pandemic, so we didn't know that none of this was going to happen. But if we're encouraging our employees to not bring work home, why would we do that with our children? Why would we encourage them to stress out and bring work essentially home with them? It doesn't make sense if we are looking out for the well-being of ourselves while telling our children a different message. So logically, in my head, I'm thinking that doesn't connect. That doesn't make any sense. And there was another issue that I had. A school district and a school in particular should not tell me how to raise my child. Nor should it tell me how much time I should spend with my child and what I should do with my child after school. So I'm trying to think more from a parent's perspective. Me, I'm a single guy. I will say I did help, if I may say so. I did help my two nieces, and my brother and sister. They have two daughters, and I took care of them a lot. And so I feel like I connect a little bit, but you'll never know. And I know this. I do believe this. You don't know until you're a parent. So I'm going to leave that to the parents, but I'm trying to connect as like what a parent would think. Don't tell me how to raise my child, essentially. And don't tell me what I can do or not do with my child. I shouldn't have to spend time, essentially I shouldn't have to talk to my child the moment they get in the car and say, how much homework do you have? That already, there's such a negative connotation to that even like the child doesn't want to engage in conversation. And I'm thinking more in terms of like even middle school, high school age, because elementary, you still have it where they want to talk with you a little bit. But I'm noticing more statistically wise that children are less engaged in conversation with their parents, even at elementary age. And the statistics that I've seen so far on students who are stressed about homework is staggering. In a couple of case studies, one in particular, there was a case study that had 74% were stressed about homework, 75% were stressed about test taking. And the side effects was the mental and physical um, effects, if you will, like the things that affected them during the school year was depression, anxiety, panic attack disorder, and suicide. And those are terrible, terrible things. If we're not paying attention to those things at all, then I think we're missing the mark. So, again, I think I'm just going a little overboard with my explanation. But so that's where I was at the very beginning. Now, it's not so much that we should not do homework, because I actually do believe in hard work. You should be able to teach and train up your child in a way that challenges them, because if they are not challenged enough, they're not going to really do well in the real world, because the real world is challenging, as we all know. So what the key term that I've come to know and love is balance. That's the key term. The key term is balance, because if our teachers are giving out homework, especially first-year teachers, this is a little insight and opinion that I have on education, being an educator for the last 8 years so far. If teachers, first-year teachers specifically, they have this pressure in the back of their mind that they need to be on their toes, roaming around in the classroom constantly, going from station to station, helping their students. And although that is an effective teacher, they have this worry that if they're not doing busy work, if they're not giving out homework, then an administrator is going to catch wind of that and be like, they're not working as much as I thought that they would. There's this guilt trip that they feel. And quite honestly, that's exhausting. So I would never encourage any teacher to, unless that's your strong suit, I would never encourage a teacher to stand up on their feet the whole day and not take a break and go sit down on their chair when they need to. Like, they need to be able to, yes, create an environment in which people would freely want to work and focus, but make it a fun, relaxed, engaging type of class in which you don't offer homework with the mindset of, hey, you know what, we did Pythagorean theorem. We're doing Pythagorean theorem. That's the first thing that came to my head. We're doing Pythagorean theorem. Half my students don't understand how to do it still. They don't get it. But I'm going to offer homework anyways. That doesn't help anybody, because then now parents are affected. They have to now deal with that homework issue at home. If they're junior high students, parents are still involved in their child's lives when it comes to homework. So you're kind of setting up everybody for failure, because the parent's not in the classroom. They don't know what's taking place. They don't know how to help their child. All they know how to do, though, is encourage their child, help them by saying, hey, make sure you do your homework. Do your homework. Do it as best as you can. I'm here. I can help you as much as I can. But unless you're a mathematician, or not even that, but unless you remember Pythagorean theorem, you're no help to your child. So how are you to help them? So sorry, this was a longer explanation. I apologize. I want to definitely get back to to the studying. I'm so sorry, guys. But anyways, let me see where we're at. Sorry, I just went off. It's all here right now. I have a lot of information and a lot of thoughts on this topic. I believe I'm no expert in the field, but I feel like I'm getting there because of all the massive research that I've done, being an educator in the classroom, and then also doing the research. I've even had a couple of people reach out to me and say, this was pre-pandemic, say, would you be interested in, speaking and giving your thesis and talking to teachers about the idea of offering no homework, or at least reframing what homework is and what that really looks like. So, sorry, I just got super passionate about it and just went off. So I apologize, guys. Let's see.
Love your teaching ideology. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks so much for the shout out. Of course, Aaron. I think I'm going backwards. Sorry, guys. Great advice on encouraging students to leave the work at work. I mean, I truly believe if we're training up our adults, if I'm an employer and I'm telling my employees, hey, you know what? Do the best you can. I know you're on salary and you're working your butt off, but I want you to have family time. I think we're missing the mark on that in our nation, especially. We're just missing the mark. So I think it's important that families connect, and the pandemic was a true testament of how families either hate each other or connect with each other. And we're still in it, we're still in it, and there's been issues everywhere. Statistically, there's a lot of depression, a lot of suicide, unfortunately, a lot of alcoholism and drugs and stuff like that. So this is affecting a lot of people. I always got my homework done right away when I got home and always had it in on time, but I never felt I learned anything from it. I'm going to go off on this real quick, and just to champion you, Aaron, for a second. This is exactly why I'm so passionate about this, is because there's a difference between learned behavior and understood behavior. So the idea here is learned is there's information. Like, for instance, I went to your YouTube channel and I learned something new about you. I took in new data and I was like, Aaron's, first of all, he's cool, but now he's got nerdy cool stuff to look at on YouTube. So I'm going to subscribe, right? And there's stuff about Hermione that I kind of thought about in the book series and in the movies, and I really ultimately thought, this and that, and you know what? I agree with what he's saying. This is more subjective, of course, but I agree. There's an understanding there to now where I can tell someone else exactly what I understood, what I've learned. I mean, so there's a difference there, right? And it's terrible that we're doing testing. Forgive me for saying this because you may not agree. I am not a fan of testing, and I don't think like the College Board, what they did this last year was right. We're talking about tons of seniors studying for the SATs and then ripping that away. I understand why they did that, but there was a lot of students that hated that because there was something leading up to that, is getting acceptance into particular schools and such. So, and now they're talking about, taking, testing. They're talking about taking it out completely for this particular year because of the pandemic. So, I just really think it's important to, if you're an educator, you need to help your students not only learn, but understand content, because you never know who's going to be a new educator out of that group. You never know who's going to be an inspiring, communicator. You never know. You never know who these kids will become, but your job as an educator is to help them become the best. Well, a lot of people say the best version of themselves. I say the best that God has called them to be. That's ultimately what I think. Sorry, I just ranted and raved. Sorry. I'm the same, no children, but a super uncle to 3 amazing children. That's awesome. I have, 2 nieces, so I'm with you on that. Excuse me. Right. The homework made me less engaged. And I think it's the way that teachers spin the homework. If they're giving you homework and it becomes busy work, there's what's the value in that, right? Nothing helps if it's just busy work. You're like, okay, well, I got to move on because this is not helping. I have a 1-year-old going on 2. Okay. Oh, 1-year-old going on 2. Gotcha. And I already know that although homework will get done, I will instill it's not the end, all be all, most important thing. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think homework's important because the idea of homework is to practice. That was really what homework was really about. Like in 1901, California completely took homework out. Psychologists and teachers all said, "Hey, we're gonna take out homework 100%. If you're 15 and under, you're not doing homework whatsoever." And I thought at first when I did the research, I was like, "That's a good thing." But maybe that's not the best thing, because what you're doing then also is you're not reinforcing learned data, right? So that they can be able to understand this content and then hopefully not only be able to do something physically with it, but maybe teach someone else with it. So I'm like super way behind, I think, with comments. Let's see. Wow, nice, awesome, well said. Thank you. I appreciate that. I always felt nothing stuck in my brain and was just doing the busy work. Yep. So at test time, I was dumb as a bag of rocks. Hey, you know what? I'm with you on that. I'm a terrible test taker. Terrible. And it's one of those things where, you know, on the test, where does it say on the test how creative you are in putting a short story together? You know, I don't remember anything like that. You know, there's nothing like that on the test for creative minds, in my opinion. It's all arithmetic. It's all like language arts. It's all wordy stuff that no creative, in my opinion, is able to connect with. And a lot has to do with our teachers on how they're teaching our students as well. This is a generalization, by the way, in my opinion, of course. My wife teaches ENL. Oh, English as a new language at the high school level. That's awesome. Thanks for remembering. Cool. Okay, so I was right. I thought I saw that somewhere, but I wasn't sure. That was a great monologue. Thank you. Yeah, your passion certainly shows in a good way, of course. Thank you. The pandemic is litmus test for families, showing the true colors. 100% agree about the homework. Cool. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you just hearing me rant and all that stuff. I know I've gone way overboard with, I mean, technically it's 25 minutes of studying, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, you know, again, you're free to come and go whenever you want. Don't feel like you have to be here, but I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for hanging out, listening to the music, hearing me ramble, rant and rave a little bit. I'm sorry about kind of going off the rails. Tonight at 5 p.m., I think it'll be a little bit more interactive in terms of the graphics. It'll be more, in my opinion, enjoyable, and just kind of like we'll be able, it's a little bit more loose, I guess, in terms of me being able to talk with you while we're doing studying. Tonight's kind of the only night I'm going to be able to talk with you throughout the study session. Starting next week, we'll do something new with that playlist, with the kind of the cool graphics that I have planned for tonight. So I'm going to reset the clock at 25 minutes because I need to stick with my schedule, and hopefully this is encouraging to you and helpful to you. And thanks so much for being here. We're going to get into another 25 minutes. This is study sesh number 3 of 25 minutes of uninterrupted study time with music in the background. Thanks, guys. everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. I was starting to get in the zone and then break time. Well, I can't say that I was starting to. I think I've been in the zone actually almost all morning. I'm usually, I don't know, during the week, I definitely have a hard time staying focused, which is why I elected to take on the Pomodoro technique where it's 25 minutes of study and then 5 minutes of break time. But next week, I'm actually planning on doing 45 straight minutes of music and study. No breaks for the 45 minutes, but then taking a 15-minute break. And then we're still sticking with 2 hours, if that makes sense. So, and that's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But lately, because I've had to, spend more time catching up on work, this week I've been live streaming every day, sometimes in the morning, sometimes at night. So, every now and then I'm gonna do that, just because I got to get more work done, and if more people need study buddies, that's what I'm here for. So, let's see who's still around. Your website and online presence is amazing. I think I already saw that. Love your creative treatments. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, that's awesome. World class. Wow. Man, coming from a guy who knows a thing or two about graphics, that's I appreciate that. See you in 24 minutes. Yeah. Same in the zone, and then I heard your voice. Welcomed, of course. Cool. Yeah. We're gonna get back into it. We're gonna go into 25 minutes. This is our last is what I like to call sesh of study of 25 minutes uninterrupted, and afterwards I might be on for just a little bit longer, just to kind of interact with you guys, just to see how your day's going, because I don't think I ask that as much, and I would love to just kind of know from you guys how you're doing, where you're at, and we still have two minutes, so of course please let me know in the comments how you're doing, where you're at, and well, I do know that with a couple of you guys I already know, so and I don't know if there's any new people here, but if you're new, thank you for hanging out with us. People are starting to try and get a hold of me here. Sesh, great adding to that to my lexicon. Yeah. Speaking of lexicons, I have this massive book because I was a theology student. I majored in religion, so I learned how to exegete scripture and all that stuff, and we had this massive lexicon to dissect Greek, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. I love it. So after I get my master in education, I'm actually going to get a master's in theology, and then go for a doctorate in religion if all goes well. That's at least the plan. Because I want to be a lifelong learner. I want to be able to still continue learning. And I think, honestly, if you're, maybe this is just my philosophy, but if you're a person who, wants to teach and you want to stop learning, then you're not in the right profession, honestly. So that's what I think. Yep, theology. You just get more interesting. Thank you. I'm glad I'm somewhat interesting, and if anything, hopefully entertaining in some way, shape, or form. Okay, cool. We're going into 25 more minutes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really appreciate your support, and thank you so much for being here. I stand behind you. We need more educators backed by God. Ooh, wow. That was that could be the comment of the day. Thank you. Hey everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out, and I know I did. I really enjoyed having you guys here studying with me, hearing me kind of talk talk quite a bit actually. How are you guys doing? How are things going with you? Let me know in the comments things that are going on with you guys. And don't forget to come back later tonight at 5 p.m. I'm gonna set just a few things, a few tweaks to the show, if you will. Just so that it's more interactive, more engaging to maybe a wider audience. But just want to thank you guys again for hanging out, being part of this. I really enjoy it. And I actually had a friend of mine who asked me like where I got the idea to do this. And it came out of a time where so during this time that I've been working on my master thesis, I've been struggling to stay on task. I've used this platform with YouTube to kind of get my brand out there, my name out there. And I was struggling to also look for work, as I'm still struggling to look for work in my field, particularly because it's been reduced to a sub position. But even then, I don't feel comfortable, and that's a different story. I've talked about that in the past, but it's kind of up in the air, and I'm looking for work, actively looking for work, but at the same time, it's like, how do I get work, and then do I really go back to the classroom because of what's happening right now? I live in a multi-generational home, and ultimately I've mentioned this in a video that I don't feel comfortable going into a classroom where now statistics are starting to show up, even with students returning to the classroom, that not only are teachers getting infected with COVID-19, but now students are. I know the rate is low, but a lot of people have to consider this. The rate of students getting COVID-19 was low, and I don't want to get too political here. I'm just trying to cite facts from the CDC. So if you can bear with me for a second, but the statistics show in recent days that students are starting to get infected. Before that, we didn't really have data. The reason why is because we shut down the schools. There was no data. So of course, it's harder to come about that kind of information and then to say and suggest, that we should go back to the classroom. Again, this is just my thoughts and opinions, but part of it is also facts coming from the CDC website. There are a group of students and teachers, however, who did go back to the classroom during the summer, and there was hardly any cases. But then again, there weren't too many people who went back to the classroom either. So we're already seeing like places like Georgia just blow up with having to shut down already. It's the first day of school, and they already shut down a school in particular, not a district, but a school. And then there's other reports, I even believe that there's reports of that happening somewhere in the Midwest, but I can't be sure. So let's see, where are we here? Amen, brother. God connects those that need to be connected. Totally. That's awesome. Sweet. That happens with me too. I get in the zone on these study sessions, and Paximus welcomes us back, and I think, wow, already time? Yeah, I know. That's why next week, I really hope that you'll join me next week as well, because we're going to do the Pomodoro technique, but 45 minutes of uninterrupted study sesh, and then 15-minute breaks. And I almost feel like, I could be wrong, okay, but I feel like with an older generation, if you will, or a generation around my age, or even college and beyond, I would say college and beyond, we invest more time into study because we've been trained to learn how to study a certain way. I wish I learned how to do this technique when I was a kid. I never learned how to study. Nobody ever taught me how to study, and it really messed me up in college. But so all this came from being in a pandemic where I put off a lot of my research and stuff, and I just, because of what the pandemic does to you mentally as well as physically, because of the mental, taxing your energies, hearing the news and stuff like that. I invested so much time in YouTube trying to escape the work. So I started getting back into the work. As I got back into the work, I was like, you know what? I'm sure that there's other students of mine, former students, and I consider still somewhat current students, even though I'm not in class with them, to need help, have a study buddy, someone that they can connect with, because I know I need to connect with people. Look, I'm an introvert, but 2 weeks into the quarantine, I was like, ooh, yeah, this is bad. This is bad. I didn't realize how much I missed people. And I think it's because I was before the quarantine happened, I was a substitute teacher. I was also a worship pastor, and I was going to school full time. So I was always on the go, and wow, I missed that interaction. So it's good to know that there's people with you, even strangers, but that you're collectively in a space where you're trying to encourage each other, really, and build community. And I think that's what I wanted and what I need, and I think that's what we all need and want. And we all have this desire to also be known as well. So I thought, why not just try it and see if people connect with it? And so far, in my first week, what is this, first week? Second week. Yeah, second week of doing this, it's been great. It's been fantastic. Meeting you guys, for the first time, it's been awesome. Let's see. I'm sold on Pax's concept. It's like today is the first day I was working not alone in my studio in 6 months. Pretty much what I was talking about. Yeah, exactly. This method is amazing. I'm more productive and can interact, which is great. I'm not alone in an office for hours as the day slips away. Exactly. Like, guys, I've been in this room, locked up in this room for days, like months, like just like yourselves. Haven't really gone out, and it's isolating, and isolation does stuff to you, so it's good to connect with others and to kind of encourage each other, Excuse me. You nailed it. What a gift you have produced for us. Super fan in the making right here. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are part of this journey with me. So this is really cool. It's addicting too. Yeah, well, it is. It is addicting for me. I've watched the replays on days he doesn't stream because it makes life so much better. Ah, that's so awesome, Aaron. I'm so glad that you're able to do this, even to like replay it and just, feel like we're kind of in the room, in not in a weird way, but like just again connecting with each other. So that makes me happy that you're able to live stream with me, and then also to be able to work on your own, but to replay it. That's really cool. That reminds me, love Superfan sitting on your desk in your videos. Oh yeah, solid. That's right. So I think so I met Hey Archer through the income stream, and I believe I met Aaron through Hey Archer. But you, Aaron, I met you also in the income stream too, I believe. And then Solar Gravity, I met you through, I believe. Oh, actually, both. I think I might have seen you in the income stream as well. Yeah, I think so. There's so many people in his, chat that it's kind of hard to keep up, actually. Thanks, man. Have to give some credit to Pat. Yeah, him and the community, including us all here, have certainly helped push me places I never thought possible. That's for sure. Cuomo just opened up all schools, and I'm terrified for my wife. Yes. Ugh. Man, I'm praying. I've been praying for just so that people just don't, get infected, because don't get me wrong. I want to go back to the classroom. I'm a teacher. That's where I believe I thrive. But I worry, unfortunately, I worry for my family. I worry for myself sometimes more, I think, for my family. And I'm with you with that, Solar Gravity. I'll keep your wife and you in prayer for sure, and just the rest of your family. I'll add that to my list of kind of prayer requests, because that's what I do. I think there's nothing better than being able to take something on someone's behalf to God and just pray it up. It's just kind of my personal relationship with God, I guess. You guys can probably already see, but it's okay to call me Eric as well. Oh, great. Cool. I didn't, I'll just go by, whatever you prefer. So, yeah, Eric, it's great to meet you guys. Great to meet you, Aaron, Eric, Matthias, Hey Archer. I actually don't know Hey Archer's real name either, but I'm going to keep calling him Hey Archer because it's kind of cool. Yes, income stream, been with Pat for 10 years. Oh, that's all. So pretty much since Pat started. I mean, he's been doing it for 10 plus years, I think. Since 2008 is when he kind of that journey of him getting laid off, but then, going at it with business and everything like that. So it seems like you've been with him from the beginning. I could be wrong. Thank you so much. Thank you for your prayers. Truly, thank you so much. Always good to put a name to the tag. Yeah. Hey Archer, the mystery man. Yeah. Yes, from his first podcast, SPI. Okay, gotcha. So awesome. Well, guys, this has been awesome. Thank you for making this morning enjoyable, and for the connecting and community that we are starting to build together. I'm really excited about where this could possibly go. Definitely, if you could do me a huge favor, I know it's a lot, but share it with your family and friends. Tell them even about tonight, later at 5:00 p.m. that, I don't want to oversell it, but I'm personally happy with kind of little tweaks that I've made to make hopefully the live stream a little bit more entertaining and, there's as a heads up, there's probably going to be a couple of tech difficulties here and there, so just bear with me. I like experimenting and trying new things, so hopefully tonight's going to be great. But thank you again. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, taking time out of your day, and having what I think has been good conversation back and forth. Again, at the end of the day, I care more about you and the community we build versus the study. The study, I think, is a good bridge, but I think what's more important is connecting with you and what's going on with you, what you're going through, and then how I can even offer some insight and opinion on some things, maybe some encouragement, and definitely prayer. So hopefully, whether you believe in that or not, just whether it's good vibes that you like, I personally adhere to a prayerful life. So hopefully you guys feel encouraged. Hopefully you feel blessed by just having this community, and I hope to see you tonight at 5 p.m. Again, thank you so much for just hanging with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping things up, but let me make sure that I get your all your comments here. More and more and more and more. Yeah. That's awesome. Thanks for the awesome streams. Looking forward to tonight's session. Awesome. Cool. We have to come up with a community name. I vote Pax Fam or Pax Squad. You know what? I'm totally down for whatever you guys want to, put together. I'll be down for it. Paxers. That's a good one. Yeah. You know what? So off that name, off the name Pax, really, because that's kind of where it's from. But a friend of mine called me Paximus, and then that just kind of took off. And then literally have like a bajillion, literally, different nicknames off that. No, I'm just joking. It's just a few nicknames, a handful, really. Paxolino, Paxter, Paxwell. What was the other one? Well, obviously Paximus is the other one. Man, I can't think of the other ones. Oh, Paxi. That's a term of endearment from a lot of my colleagues, my teacher friends, who, quite honestly, I miss because, I don't get to see them too much. So, Pax Romana, because Pax, after all, stands for peace. So, guys, I can't thank you enough. This has been a great morning. I really appreciate you stopping by, and I hope that you feel productive, strengthened, and focused on kind of the rest of your day, and encouraged. And I will keep you guys in prayer for those who are just, you have family situations that are dealing with this pandemic. I'll keep you guys in prayer. Yeah, Pax Fam is good. Nice. By the way, this song that you're hearing is my first real demo type of music thing that MGC 777 helped me kind of think through. This is like a really preliminary song that I put together. It's very, very monotonous, but as you can hear kind of right now, it's building with that sax in the background. So, and then I don't know, I'm producing more music as I hopefully get better. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Paxaroni. Jeez, that's awesome. I have to come up with more for future streams. Nice. All right, guys. 8 o'clock for you guys, 5 o'clock for me. Yep. Come on, your own music, just like me. Yeah, and I make my own soundtracks for my videos. Sweet. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Remember, be kind and rewind. I'll see you later.